you for joining us for our second episode of Things to Do in the High Country. I'm Christy Labradozzi.
And I'm Jonathan Lehman.
And if you didn't catch our first one, it was filmed in Valley Cruces Community Park, so check that out.
We're here today at High Gravity Adventures, a blowing rock attraction, and we're here with Carson Rivers, who's the vice president, and will tell us more about high gravity and what you can do here.
Yeah, thanks for coming to see us today.
Here.
So yeah, High Gravity, we opened High Gravity in 2015, and we've got the aerial park behind me here that we opened that year. Then we added a giant swing and a obstacle course on the ground over here in 2016, and we added our zipline tour and free fall in 2017.
What do you think draws people to high gravity adventures? What can they do here that is unique?
Well, I think on kind of a base level, you know, the mountains here in the Boone, Blowing Rock, High Country area is about adventure. You know, there's so much rock climbing, world-class paddling, and all those types of adventures that exist up here, but people just coming up to vacation, all that, might not have that type of experience or that type of equipment or time or know how to do that. And so we kind of provide a more accessible adventure, I think, to the general public and the folks coming up from the city and off the mountain to experience what it's like to be up and having an adventure.
So you obviously have different packages and things that you can do. Can you tell us about those and what ages are?
Yeah, so we have multiple different courses and experiences, and that can be packaged together as you talked about. We have what we call the Aerial Adventure Park that's split into two courses. We have the Foothills course, which is meant largely for kids, though plenty of adults like to get in there and warm up in there as well. But it starts as young as age 4. And it's got about 15 challenges, about 15 feet off the ground. It's a great first kind of adventure. And then from there we have the Blue Ridge course, which is a 3-level adventure course that starts at about 15 feet and goes up to about 50 feet. And everywhere that you go, you get to different platforms and you can choose to go left or right and kind of make your own adventure through there, choose your own path. Then we have the giant swing off to the side of the course that you can put up to 3 people on at a time. And it's probably the most exciting thing we have as far as just adrenaline rush type of experience. It's more of something that you get clipped into and sort of feel like a ride. And a lot of screams, a lot of silent swingers, people that can't figure out how to scream while they're swinging because they're so excited. And then we have our crown jewel is our canopy zip tour that goes up into the woods and has multiple zip lines and sky bridges through the trees and culminates in a 1,000-foot zip over the valley and into the top of our highest point in our course. So you're about 75 feet off the ground, and then you start your free fall experience down through the center of all of that other activity we were talking about. So pretty exciting stuff, yeah.
Carson, this started off from Blue Ridge Learning Centers. Can you tell us more about how that happened?
Yeah, so we have a family of companies here based in the high country that are all related to kind of aerial adventure. And really the roots of all that are more experiential education, you know, taking groups and doing team development work, leadership development work, working with schools, social service agencies, you know, businesses, doing very intentionally facilitated types of experiences. And then over time, we started utilizing challenge courses, zip lines, things like that as a part of that programming. And we actually started building some different challenges for other people. And over the years, we spun off another company called Challenge Towers, which has become kind of one of the larger vendors in this country for that type of work. And so we actually design and install facilities like this all over the country and internationally as well. And so we wanted to have our own operation here that was more of a commercial focus, more of a open to the public. You didn't have to be a part of a specific group or some type of a team building exercise, but just something that families could come do and really reach a lot larger portion of the population and create that accessible adventure we were talking about. So that's kind of how it came to be, and right here in our home community that we all live and love.
So were you a mountain climber growing up? What sort of made you want to focus on something like this?
Yeah, I was into the outdoors growing up. You know, I actually grew up, my father had an outdoor retail store. I kind of grew up hanging around doing outdoor stuff. I went up through Boy Scouts and came up here to Appalachian State to do my degree in recreation management. Then ended up leaving for a few years and working in other outdoor education centers. I worked for schools and universities and camps and all kinds of different outdoor environments that I was working in, and challenge courses just kind of became a big part of what I was doing, and I really liked it. I like the idea of creating this structure and building things. I've always liked that. We kind of put all that together, and I started working full-time with his family of companies about 10 years ago, and I was working for a few years part-time with them before that. So all in all, I've been here about 12 years.
Looks like there's a lot of engineering that goes into the construction of one of these places. So.
It's a very specialty construction. Yeah, a lot of engineering, a lot of very unique design. You know, you can find, if you want somebody to build a home, as you all know, you can find people all over the place, probably 50 people right here in this little community to build you a wonderful home. In our industry, there's less than 50 people, you know, across the country that do what it is that we do.
Wow.
And so it's a very specialty niche industry that we work in.
So if you're sort of a scaredy cat and you see it from the road and it's tall and it looks big, tell us about, I'm sure there are all kinds of safety mechanisms in place. If you're a wimp like me, what would you say to say, no, you can do it?
Well, you know, like I was saying before, I think that's one of the greatest things about this is it's very accessible. It's not meant to be extreme. If you're looking for that, we can make it that, you know, we can make sure that you have that kind of experience. But if you're just trying to figure out how to get your feet wet in it, it's not a problem at all. You know, in fact, that's really what we're here to do. Again, is work with families, you know, parents with young children, and really creating some active, engaging experience to do with your family together, outdoors, active, enjoying each other's time. The whole time you're going through the course, you're in a full body harness, you've got a helmet on, and you've got a lanyard system that's kind of state of the art. And if you go to take off one of your lanyards and move it to another challenge, that's fine. But if you go to take off your second one while you still have your first one disconnected, it won't let you until you've locked yourself on something new. And really that type of technology is what allows this type of facility to exist, allowing you to create that own adventure and move through with your family, self-navigating on your own.
So obviously this is something people would be interested in when they're on vacation and looking for things to do, but what about if you live locally? Do you have a season pass?
Yeah, we try to do a lot of great stuff for our locals. We have some ongoing kind of different local discounts at different times of the year. That might be a little bit slower times for us. We have a little bit more openings. We like to open that up to locals at a steeper discount. And then we do have the season pass program, which is probably the greatest thing for locals. If you've got a family that lives in the area and wants to have something that they can come do regularly, it's just like the price of 2.5 visits. And so if you pay for that season pass, you can come all season long and play as much as you want.
Since you're so close to Tweetsie Railroad, is there a connection between the two?
Well, we are a separate business, but we do lease our land from Tweetsie Railroad. They've been a wonderful neighbor and wonderful partner to us now, and going into our 5th season.
Great.
Well, thank you, Carson, for being with us and teaching us all about high gravity adventures. And thank you for joining in. Our next episode will be with Tracy Tilley of the Mass General Store. So check that out, subscribe, so you'll be sure to get that in time. And if you want to learn more about High Gravity Adventures, the link to their website is in the description below. And also the link to our website is in the description if you want to learn more about houses here in the High Country. Thanks for watching.